next to you. This is the thing to take home for tonight. To get well, you treat S is for sleep, H is hormonal support, I is infections, N is nutritional support, and E is exercise as able. Most of you have the experience that if you've gone to the doctor and they say just exercise more, and you really do your best and you go out and you push, and then you're bedridden for the next 2 days. The post-exertional fatigue. You only have enough energy to go to a certain point, and you can only condition to a certain point. After that, you just crash and burn. So once you've done, I want you to start walking as much as you comfortably can, and it helps to get a pedometer. You just clip it, on the waist, and you'll see how many steps a day you're taking. You're going to aim for 10,000 steps, but you're not going to get started anywhere near there. I remember the first time I put on a pedometer, and I looked at it at the end of the day, and it was 782 steps. Okay, got a ways to go. So use a pedometer, and even if you can go up a couple steps a day, you'll see that immediate feedback. It'll make you feel better, and you'll see the progress you're making. You just note it down. But again, only go as far as you comfortably can without feeling wiped out the next day. After 10 weeks on this treatment, your energy is going to start skyrocketing, and then you'll be able to increase the walking more and more each day. So again, write down SHINE, and there's going to be a test on this later, so you want to remember. Okay. So everybody have a chance to write down SHINE and what it stands for? Good. So let's take a look. Now I'm going to give one other piece of information here that you're going to find helpful as well, and that will simplify things. We're going to go over a lot of treatments today, what's going on, how to treat with SHINE. But I know with the brain fog, it gets difficult. And you don't have to scribble frantically. One of the things that I've done for making effective treatment available, we've done the studies, we've written the book, we've done a number of studies. But I hold the U.S. patent for computerized physician. I made that for people with CFS and fibro because I could not reach every person on my own. So what we did is, and it took about 3 years to program, it's about $500,000 in time and money to develop. We have a computerized doctor online that will analyze your symptoms. If you have the lab tests, it'll analyze the pertinent blood tests, tell you exactly what's causing your CFS or fibromyalgia, and tailor a treatment protocol to your individual case. And it's only $400. No, I'm kidding. It's free. Yeah. We used to charge for it, but we told people if they couldn't afford it, we'd let them do it for free. And people with this disease have been wiped. About 80% of people came back and said, we can't afford it. So we just made it free for everybody. It's online, just do it. Again, understand, I have a simple hobby. It's making effective treatment for everybody. I'm going to use whatever tools I can. You're very welcome. So if you go to vitality101.com, you'll see on the homepage symptom analysis program. There's a short form and a long form. We charge for the long form. Just do the free short one. The recommendations you get will be exactly the same. The long form will make a complete medical record of your case for your doctor. You don't need that. But every recommendation that would come out on the long form will be on the free one. So just do the free short form. If you have the blood tests, that's great. It'll ask you about them, and you can plug them in. But if you don't have the blood tests, it will work just fine too. Because the thing is that the symptoms and the labs point to the same problem. Somebody comes in, they say, well, I've got urinary urgency, frequency, burning, and the urine culture is positive. Either one will tell me they've got a bladder infection. Same with the symptoms here. The tests will tell me, symptoms will tell me. So this is a very easy thing to do. What I'm going to note is that you're going to get a printout. Don't be afraid when your computer looks like it's spitting out a ream of paper. Just look for the page that says symptom analysis. It says your probable diagnoses. It'll say what's likely causing your CFS and fibro. And then you have a checklist. They'll say these are the treatments for you, and it'll prioritize them. Then you take that printout to Mother Earth, and Dave and the folks there can show you on the shelf where the different things are that are recommended. And it'll have the directions, say here's how you take them, here's how you adjust them, here are any side effects or anything to look for. And it's all in there. It makes it very easy. So let's go ahead. We talked about SHINE. We talked about the E for exercise. Let's talk about N, because I think nutritional support is a foundation for health in many, many cases. So I want to talk about a simple nutritional program for recovery. Now, people ask me, which vitamins and minerals do they need? And the answer is all of them. And the problem that I had early in practice is we would be telling people, okay, you need this much A, these are the Bs, da, 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 and people would be having to take a handful of pills each day to get what they need. Now, I'm going to note also, we're happy to give out the slide file. If you ask Dave, I can email it to him. You're welcome to take the pictures, you truly are. But if you want to make it easier, or in addition, just email Dave and let Dave know, and I'll send him the file, because I want to make this as easy for you as I can. So instead of taking a handful of pills every day, I looked for my favorite company, which was Enzymatic Therapy, and I said I wanted to make this vitamin powder. And it's called the Energy Revitalization System. They have it at Mother Earth. 1 scoop a day, you just add water, will replace over 35 tablets of supplements and give you from A to Z most everything you should be getting from the diet at optimal levels. Now, do you start to understand why my royalties go to charity? Because otherwise, right about now, when people start doing this, my eyelids go down and I tune out. But I'll throw you this little challenge. If you can get what's in the vitamin powder in less than 35 pills, I'll give you $50. Good luck trying. Most people will take 50 or 60 pills to do that. So this makes overall nutritional support very easy. From A to Z, what you need in it. They have it at the table out back. Dave, what are you guys charging for that?
Caught me off guard. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, when you find out,
it's not out here. It's on the paper outside. We've got it listed out there.
It's not very expensive, and it says 1/2 to 1 scoop a day. So if you have, it's a strong nutrition. Some people will get gas or loose stools from it. You just lower the dose. Or if cost is an issue, you can probably get it for like 70 cents a day, 80 cents a day. Just do the 1/2 scoop a day. It's really not that expensive. Now, do I need to go through each vitamin and mineral and why they're important? Good. Let's not say we did. Okay. So A, B, B vitamins, blah, blah, blah. Magnesium is critical deficiency. Energy cofactors, the amino acids, it's all in the powder, blah, 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 blah. The glutathione, all of these things are in there. Now, so again, I think for most everybody in the country, let alone the CFS and Fibro, but I think in general, this simple powder, Energy Revitalization System vitamin powder, will give very simple overall support. It makes it simple. Other nutritional advice? 1, most of you are dehydrated. So people say, well, how many glasses of water should I drink a day? And I say, do you really want to spend the rest of your life counting glasses of water all day? That would be annoying. So let me give you the simple thing to do right now. Check your mouth and check your lips. Are they dry? If they're dry, you're dehydrated. That means you need more water. So keep a bottle of good quality water around. Doesn't have to be expensive water. A friend of mine likes to say that, Evian spelled backwards, naive. A good water filter, Multipure makes a good filter. Simple things. And again, if you don't have a good quality water around, use the tap water. It's much better than being dehydrated. Now, a lot of you say, well, I'm drinking 4 times what my husband's drinking. I'm going to say, yeah, but you're peeing 5 times as much. Technical description in this disease: drink like a fish, pee like a racehorse. Okay? And if you try to avoid having run to the bathroom all the time by not drinking, you're just going to dehydrate yourself. So again, more water, stay hydrated. Number 2, avoid sugar intake. And the book Beat Sugar Addiction Now will make it easy if you want to. But these steps treating shine will often make the cravings go away. Number 3, many of you have heard the advice to avoid salt. That'll be in the Medical Hall of Fame right after stop smoking. After it says smoke cigarettes and avoid sunshine. With low adrenal, if you salt restrict yourself, you will crash and burn. So I do not recommend, unless you have heart failure or severe high blood pressure, I don't recommend salt restriction. And if you have high blood pressure with this disease, look for sleep apnea. Most people will tend to the low blood pressure side. So salt to taste. I recommend the sea salts, But again, if you don't have those readily available, then use what you got. Most of you will find that a low carbohydrate, high protein diet will feel the best. But everybody is different, so have what feels best to you. I want you to start learning to listen to your body, because as a doctor I can tell you what will probably help. But that's like saying I'm going to guess that the average shoe size for a woman is an 8. That's nice, but for any one individual you have to see what fits. And the same applies to diet. Some people will do better with a vegetarian diet. Some people will crash and burn with a vegetarian diet. You need to see what feels best to you. Now you're going to say, well, a box of Twinkies sounds good. Yeah, for about an hour. But overall you're going to feel lousy when you have it. So again, these are simple things. Other nutrients that can be helpful, one, acetyl L-carnitine. People with CFS and fibro, when they do muscle biopsies, almost all of them are deficient. Don't do the muscle biopsy. Just take for 4 months or so, get the acetyl carnitine, 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day. Dave, you guys have that at the store? So they have it there, acetyl L-carnitine. I don't care what brand as long as it's a reputable company. Now, the carnitine is critical for energy production. So, and also, you can't lose weight when you're carnitine deficient. You force the body to turn calories into fat. So the carnitine won't make you lose weight, but it'll make it possible to lose weight. Number 2, coenzyme Q10, 200 milligrams a day. Very helpful in the disease. I'm very picky about the brand I use. I like the enzymatic therapy chewable wafers. I find those work the best. Fish oil. And again, for fish oils, I'm picky. They have an Eskimo 3 or Vectomega. Those are 2 brands that I recommend. But a very important nutrient is one called ribose. And ribose is remarkable. Ribose, the brand that I like is Corvlin, but in the United States, any brand that says pure ribose is fine. Overseas, there's a problem because there's a quality control issue. But in the U.S., any of the ones you have, you want to get the powder, not the capsules, because you want to take 5 grams 3 times a day in the beginning, and that's basically 1 scoop. It looks and tastes like sugar. You throw it in your tea, you throw it on your cereal, looks like sugar. Or if you're taking capsules, you're taking 30 a day. Don't do that. And Dave will have, you have ribose?
We do carry ribose.
Excellent. And again, I don't...
Powder only.
Which one?
Powder only.
Very smart man. There you go.
I listened to you a long time ago.
Very good, yes. So again, Corvlin now has, there's a couple different companies that have it, whichever one. You want 5 grams, which is 5,000 milligrams, 3 times a day in the beginning. Excuse me. And then you drop it down to twice a day. But taking a look, why ribose? What's the story with that? Well, in looking at energy production, ribose, is, along with B vitamins, represents the backbone of energy production. If you look at the energy dollars called ATP, NADH, FAD, all of these have ribose as a key component. In addition, your DNA, your genetic material, deoxyribose, nucleic acid. So ribose is critical in the body, and we were wondering whether a deficiency might be an issue. Not having enough available might be an issue in chronic fatigue syndrome. So we went ahead, we did 2 studies. This is the second one. This one's been submitted for publication. 257 people with CFS and fibromyalgia at 53 health centers. We gave them ribose, and we saw how they did over 3 weeks. This was the result. These are average outcomes, including those who responded and didn't. The average improvement in energy, average, at 3 weeks was 61% just with the ribose. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. 61% more energy at 3 weeks. That's, I mean, if we see a 10% increase, we pop the champagne bottle and we go, yay. I've never seen any single nutrient do anything like this before. So it's very simple. Sleep improved, brain fog decreased, pain went down, overall well-being increased an average of 37%, all with 1 nutrient. So for the CFS and fibro, I do recommend that everybody take the vitamin powder and the ribose. And the way the ribose was dosed again, 5 grams 3 times a day for 3 weeks. Don't worry if you miss a dose here or there. Take it morning and night, put it by your toothbrush. Mix it in some water. Like I say, easy, looks and tastes like sugar. And then if you can get a middle of the day dose, that's great. After 3 weeks, you can drop it down to twice a day. A very, very simple, easy kind of a thing. It looks like sugar, tastes like sugar. The only real side effect that we see is about 5% of people get over-energized. They get hyper. In which case, we treat for adrenal. That's a sign that their adrenals are exhausted. But we just lower the dose and give it with food. And that takes care of it. So a really, I'm going to say a sweet nutrient it is. This is a really good, helpful tool. I take it myself. My morning energy drink, and if you saw my schedule, it would make your head spin. You know, city to city, I may finish the talk one night at 10:30, and you'll see when we answer questions tonight, that's usually about the time I finish. We'll be done with the talk well before that. But I stay and take people's questions as we go. And I may drive 4 hours to the next city, be up the next morning for a 5 o'clock TV show. So what's my energy drink? I do this vitamin powder and a scoop of ribose. You'll be amazed. It's really good stuff. So we talked about nutrition, the N in shine. So let's talk about sleep, the S in shine. We had talked about the sleep center not working. You know, you can't sleep. Why can't you sleep? Because that circuit that goes offline called the hypothalamus, that circuit breaker, controls hormones, but it also controls sleep. So you can't sleep. So you need support. So what you'll find, because you need to get to 8 hours sleep a night, and people with CFS have trouble staying in deep sleep. So simple tools that will help. Number one, there's an herbal mix that has 6 different herbs in it. Awesome to help sleep. It's called the Revitalizing Sleep Formula. What you'll find is that if you take 2 to 4 at bedtime, now for most people with insomnia, all it's going to take is taking 2 to 4 at bedtime. Most people it's 2 or 3. And they will sleep like puppies. But in fibromyalgia, the sleep problem is so severe, there's no one thing that's going to take care of it on its own. You're going to add several things together. So start with this, because this will make a good difference, but we're going to need other things in addition. How many of you have a problem? I don't see the sleep tonight over here, but that's okay. How many of you have a problem that you're exhausted all day, and at nighttime, say 10 o'clock, you lay down,